Speaking of disasters, let's talk about the one unfolding in the Sudan. 3 weeks since Sudan's military staged a coup, the country remains in the grip of violence. It's playing out on the streets of Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. Street confrontations have become a frequent sight here. On one side are anti-coup protesters. They want the civilian government to be restored. On the other side are security forces. They're shooting to kill. Wednesday was the bloodiest day since the coup took place. At least 15 people were shot dead by the paramilitary troops. 15 people. The troops are said to have fired live rounds at protesters to disperse them. The protesters say they fired indiscriminately with the intention to kill. Yesterday's events have taken the overall death toll to 39. 39 people killed in 3 weeks. And this is the official figure. Reports say many other killings are still unaccounted for. These killings have failed to dent the resolve of the protesters. If anything, they've only strengthened it. Look at these images. They're from this afternoon. Thousands hit the streets of Khartoum with banners. And this included people from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, laborers, students. They all rallied for hours chanting one slogan: no negotiations, no partnership, no compromise. It's a message to the Sudanese military that their movement will not stop, come what may. In another part of the city, protesters were seen blocking roads with piles of bricks. They're doing so to disrupt the movement of the military. They've also set up makeshift barricades. But they're no match for the military's might. Many of these protesters have ended up in hospital. They're injured, but still smiling. They say they want to be martyrs. And they've already bid their goodbyes to their families.
People should not stop. I was beaten up, but I have to go back to protest tomorrow. It's good that I am alive, but I wanted to be a martyr. I said goodbye before I left home.
In order to stop the protests from escalating further, the ruling dispensation has shut down all internet services. There's a social media blackout in the Sudan. Telephone services have also been suspended. Last we checked, they had been restored in certain parts of the country. That was the latest as far as the developments are concerned. Now let's tell you the consequences of what's playing out in the Sudan, the wider implications of this turmoil and instability. It helps to begin with a map. The Sudan is located in northeast Africa. It borders Egypt to the north, Ethiopia and Eritrea to the south, Libya in the northwest, and the Red Sea in the northeast, across which lies Saudi Arabia. Because of its strategic location, the Sudan becomes politically very important for regional stability in North Africa. The military takeover could intensify the Sudan's ongoing conflicts with its neighbors, like the one with Ethiopia. For decades, the Sudan and Ethiopia have been engaged in a territorial dispute. It remains unresolved due to ambiguity over border demarcation. There's a fear that this conflict could escalate with the military at the helm. So this is about the strategic significance. What about the economic significance of the Sudan? It is a country which is rich in natural resources like natural gas, gold, silver, zinc, iron and chromite. In January 2020, the Sudan opened up its gold market to generate revenue. The government was looking for ways to amplify mining operations. It was looking to strike deals with private companies from across the world. Those deals now hang in the balance after the coup last month. Then we come to the geopolitical ties. Last year, the Sudan and Israel agreed to normalize ties. After the US brokered a peace deal between the two countries, there's uncertainty over whether this deal would now sustain. Russia, too, had struck a deal with the Sudan. The Russian Defense Ministry entered into a 25-year accord with the Sudan to establish a naval base in the country for Russian troops. We're not sure if the military is going to go ahead with all of these plans. The Sudan is significant for India too. For decades, it has served as a gateway for India's investments in the African energy sector. India is also the second largest exporter to the Sudan after China. Bilateral trade between the two countries stands at $1.3 billion. All of this could go for a toss if the current turmoil persists in the Sudan. So it's of utmost significance to the world that they restore peace and stability in this country. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.